Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. My name is Brandon, and today I want to talk to you about community outreach. And before we get started and go too deep into this, kind of just what everybody else says at the beginning of their videos, if you will, please like and subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of other videos. Some of them are, or most of them are related to media type stuff. That's kind of my passion, but our channel is all things small church, and so I want to share other things as well. And today, as we're talking about community outreach, I want to tell you kind of what our church does. We live in Northwest Louisiana, and we live in a town called Minden, and there's about 15,000 people inside the city limits. And right next to our church, there's it's kind of a loop type area, but it's essentially 2 or 3 blocks kind of put together. There's about 38 houses in that little area, and that's kind of our hot spot of where we want to try to serve. And my wife kind of leads our outreach for our community, and she does a great job at it. And so I just want to share a couple things that we do. There's already a food pantry in our community. Another church puts that on. They do a phenomenal job, and it's a really large food pantry, and they do a lot of good. And so obviously we don't want to try to recreate what they're doing. If they're doing a good job, we support them monthly as a church, and so anyways, that's a good thing. But one of the things we want to do for just our little neighborhood that we can help is kind of do some outreach as far as cleaning up their yards and different things like that. And so I want to share a little bit about what we do. It's not limited just to yards, but that is primarily what we kind of service right now. We do offer other things, but that's just what we get called for the most. And so basically, one of the things that we do, and matter of fact, I'm going to be doing this today. We have these little door hangers, and I made them and got them printed up. And it basically just says Loving Minden at the top, which is our town, and that's the name of our community outreach, Loving Minden. And it just says, our heart here at First Assembly is to be a good neighbor to you. We want to serve you and to lighten your load with no strings attached. You will find our upcoming serve dates below. If there's any way we can help you, or you would like to volunteer in our neighborhood, please contact us. And it's got our phone number and our website on there. And then it just says next serve dates, and we leave that blank. And so I got like 100 of these printed, and basically what we do is we fill in the dates. And so we just started getting a label maker and printing the actual dates on there instead of writing them all in. And so what we do is we put the next 3 serve dates on there, and usually it's the 4th Saturday of every month, weather permitting. And so anyways, but we'll put the dates on there, and then we'll go put them out on their doors, and then they just contact our church, and they either leave a voicemail or talk to our church secretary, and then we just kind of get a list together of everything we need to do that Saturday. And so like I said, 4th Saturday of every month, we start about 9 a.m. We used to start around 8 a.m. and go to about 11. But just in our area, the weather, especially towards the fall and early spring, it's kind of unpredictable, and we're hitting some freezing temperatures a lot. And so basically we just kind of cut it back to 9 to give a little more chance to warm up, because when you're picking up leaves or mowing or whatever, it can get pretty cold. And so anyways, so we do that, and so we start at 9, and we usually end around lunch. And we have a group of about 10 or 15 people that serve in our church currently, and it's kind of rotated through some different people and stuff like that. People just help when they can, but we have a good group, and it's all different ages. We have some that are junior hires and high schoolers, and then we have college age people, and some of our older generation of people help as well. We have a guy at our church called his name's Mr. Joe, and if he can't fix it, it's broke beyond repair. And he's up there in age. I'm not sure how old he is, but he's pretty old, and you know what, he can walk us all under the table as far as getting everything done. And so he's kind of our mechanic or specialty type guy, and he fixes anything that kind of goes wrong. We had a pull cord break on one of our blowers. He fixes it. And so there's something you can do for all ages in all this is what I was trying to say. And so essentially what we have is we have a utility trailer, that we load up. We put a lawnmower on there, weed eater, blower, a bunch of rakes and different things like that, and trash bags, because especially around our neighborhood, there's a lot of trees with a lot of little leaves, so you can't always mulch them up the easiest. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but we rake up a lot of leaves and pick up a lot of trash and different things like that. So kind of how we handle it, and I'll try to not make this too long, but basically what we do is a lot of the younger crowd will go with my wife, and they will pick up trash throughout the neighborhood, and then some of us guys that do the mowing and weed eating and raking, all that stuff, we'll start blowing off the top of houses that need it. We'll rake if we need to pull it all away from the edge of the house, and then we'll start mulching and mowing and all that kind of stuff, and we just knock it out that way. We usually serve about 2 or 3 houses, sometimes 4 houses, all in one weekend. We didn't want to make this community wide as far as our entire city, because we can't service all those people, and so you don't want to sit there and say, oh yeah, we can definitely do all that, and then not be able to deliver. And so 40 houses, that's a pretty good range for our 10 to 15 people. And essentially, one of the things I want to show y'all is our shirts. I totally stole this from a couple other churches that have the same exact color and everything, but we just put Loving Minden on the front, and got those. And then we just got Serve Team with our church logo at the top, and then our web address. And the thing about our neighborhood is a lot of people were kind of skeptical at first. They didn't necessarily they didn't know what it was about. They didn't know if we were asking for money. Ironically, part of the time where we were starting, there was a lot of political stuff going on as far as people running campaigns and stuff, and so they thought we were just another group trying to promote a candidate or something like that. And so, but we've been very consistent in it. We've done a neighborhood fish fry that was kind of a to-go thing due to COVID, and so they just pull up in our driveway. We have them a fish plate or however many fish plates they ordered, and we give it to them completely free. And one of the cool things about this ministry is God has provided all the finances for it, and that account is doing quite well. If we need something, we just go get it. But the neighborhood, even though we're doing it for free, there's certain ones in the neighborhood that appreciate what we're doing, and they give money to the church regardless. And we don't take it personally or anything like that. That's just what they choose to do. Every once in a while, we have this sweet little lady that she'll give us a little bit of money personally just for like drinks or something like that. She's like, go get you a Coke or something like that. But it's really opened the door for us to kind of connect with some of our neighborhood people. They attend other churches. We're not trying to get them to come to our church. We're just trying to be a good neighbor. And so anyways, that's one of the ways that you can kind of serve your community. Just pick an area, do about 40 houses, and get you a good group in there. We have done some other things, but it just kind of depends on your neighborhood. I'm not going to go into a lot of details on that. But there's one lady in our community, I will say this real quick. She's getting older up in age. As a matter of fact, it's the lady that always tells us to go get a Coke. And, she had my wife help her plan out her funeral, just to kind of help her kids and different things like that. So my wife's there doing that. She schedules appointments for her and stuff like that. And so it's not necessarily the out front serving thing that everybody may see, and we don't put it in the newspaper or anything like that. It's not to be out there and out front to everyone else. It's not to put on a show. While I know good publicity helps and different things like that, but the whole point behind it and the direction behind it is to be a good neighbor to your community. And so hopefully that helps. If you have any questions or if you have other ideas that you want to comment below, feel free to comment and share what your church does, and that may help us out to kind of expand a little bit. And so if you have any questions, though, feel free to let us know. Hope you have a great day. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.